Loud. All right, so we'll get started. I know Judith and Kimmy have watched Guide to Growth before, but and I have too. But it was good to watch it again, really, just because it's always good. Like as a sponsor, somebody who's gonna keep sponsoring more people, it's always great to just kind of refresh yourself. And like sometimes you might, especially me, like I start to think that some things are just like a given, and I'm like, no, I need to like make sure they know this, make sure I go over it, more thoroughly. So, I guess I'll kind of just go through each topic they covered, and then you guys can just jump in anytime you want. So it started off with Ray Ray. She was talking about, how important it is to always go back to the basics. And, she was talking about training. And basically, you're a brand new business owner if you just started. And she went over how it is your responsibility to train yourself always. Most of us are lucky enough to have, I love our team community and our upline, and somebody's always going to help you. I feel like I don't think that anybody's left in the lurches ever, especially if you want it and you're asking questions. But number one, first and foremost, is always our responsibility to train ourselves and go through Workstation. And I can't remember who said it, but I just always tell my new people, click every single button. Like I'm gonna go through it with you, but I want you to click every single thing, and I want you to explore the Workstation yourself. Read the training guide. I did not when I first started, practice what I preach, right? But I can tell you from failures what to do and what not to do. It's important to go through every single thing. Judith, Kimmy, Tanya, all these guys are like so great with knowing the ins and outs of everything. Like I rely on you guys a lot of times to remind me or to to know compliance. You guys are you definitely train yourselves. And at the end of the day, it's not on anybody else but ourselves, because we did click that button, we put our social in, we started our business. We are business owners. So it's great to have good sponsorship and such a good family to rely on, but we have to learn the Workstation. Like they said, like subscribe to everybody's YouTube channel. Hello, Sherry. Hey, Sherry.
Hey.
Sherry, background going on.
I'm at Ribeyes about to eat.
Are you?
Yeah. It felt too good outside to sit at the house.
Yeah, it is nice outside.
Is it just us up here?
We've got a few.
Okay.
Brittany, Shannon, Kimmy, Judith.
I don't see no videos. What I got going on? Oh, there y'all are. Hello.
We just got started. So I was pretty much just kind of going through the topics they talked about. Our new one here, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I subscribe to all of those SSDs YouTube channels. I watch some more than others, but I subscribe to a lot of people's channels, and I just kind of pick and choose like what I want to watch. I have a YouTube channel. I recommend everybody starting your own. Mine is definitely not as sophisticated as some of the SSDs that you see. Like I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. But I say everybody do your own training channel, especially as you build a team. And the official Scentsy Facebook page is such a great resource. If you don't follow that, definitely follow that, because one of us will always share Sarah's videos or Tuesdays at 2:00, that kind of thing. But there's so much right on there. And of course, our team page is a great resource. If you look through the files tab, or if you just go to the search bar, we have all these different hashtags now. Like everybody does the how I'm working hashtag. So if you ever go search that hashtag, you'll see like all these tips and tricks that multiple people have posted, over the years. It goes all the way back to the beginning of our team. And yeah, you can pretty much search for anything. Like if you're looking for bag party ideas, go type in bag party. You're probably going to find like 15. So that's always a great resource. And as Ray said, this business is a lot like other businesses. It's about adapting, because things that worked for me in 2014 do not work for me now, and some do. But over the last year of COVID, there have been, like a lot of us thrived on home parties and events and personal connection, and that kind of all went away for a while. So we had to adapt. I had to start doing Facebook parties again, which I had sort of gotten away from. Um, we never know where life is going to take us, so we have to just grow and adapt. Anybody have anything to add or any questions about like where to find resources or like training or how to train yourself?
I need to join your YouTube group. I didn't know you had one because I was thinking about that when they said they all had one. I was wondering, I don't know if I've ever seen like Sarah's YouTube group. So I've got a page, but they already have so much on their page that it's just kind of like I don't feel like repeating everything they've already got. So mine just has an introduction on it right now, but I did start a page.
Yeah. Okay, I think we just had a little blurb. I think I froze for a second. Yeah, I have one. It's mostly older trainings, like when me and Melissa were doing some, but I'm gonna add some new ones. Now my cat's meowing at me.
So first of all, I feel like Walter is judging me. That's why I just keep looking away.
He's not judging you. He's trying to guilt trip me because I'm ignoring you.
I seriously, every time I started to drift away and get distracted, I was staring at Walter.
Get down, fool.
But yeah, so about trainings, one, the workstation has a bunch of amazing trainings. And when I mean a bunch, I mean, I have it where I set it to myself. It's my goal every week to watch 2 trainings. So since I drive a lot, I pop on my training and start driving. I have, I'm already going to be on the road. I might as well be listening to a training. Bad thing about it is like, I can't write notes. If I get like an aha moment, that's like the only bad thing. But the workstation has a bunch of them. They did add the trainings from Sensi Family Reunion and World Tour. And then, like you said, the Sensi Facebook page. And then, of course, it's the same thing for my team. So my team, we have not the tags, but if you look on the side, we do have like where it says trainings, you click on it and every training I do will pop on there automatically. So that way I don't have to use hashtags or anything. And I also have it on my team page where like I have tips for parties, tips from other leaders on what to do. I'm not sure if Starry Nights has that, but we did that on Stargate Sense, where it's just like a bunch of like, I'm trying to think of like little note tabs, I guess. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that because I think I feel like anything that that we could ask has already been asked. But I mean, it's always okay to ask questions, but just always encouraged to go look for that because you could probably find like several different points of view. But yeah, definitely train yourself. And I feel like we can never, like you said, 2 trainings a week is a great goal. And when you subscribe to someone's channel, I love that it pops up on my YouTube. And I'll be like, oh yeah, Chastity just did this training on such and such. And I've been actually thinking about that. So let me go watch this real quick. It's much better than scrolling Facebook. Much more useful, I've learned. So then Chastity goes on to talk about awards. So that's really, really, really important because, your 15 days comes really fast because it starts on the first day. When you sign up today, you have today including, and then 14 more days to hit the Shooting Star Award. And so we know that's 500 in your first 15 days. I love all the new technology that Sensi has, like everything is so much better these days. Like your home screen when you start for 70 days has all your goals right there. And I love that so much. It has a tracker, it's visual. I love visual stuff. And going over PRV. Like Chastity said, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So $1 equals 1 point of PRV. And PRV is personal retail volume. Almost everything gets the 1-to-1 ratio except for the Whiff Box and except for licensed products. So the reason that is because since he has to pay the royalties on the license and Disney products, like and the cause products, part of the money goes to the cause. So, and the Whiff Box is already a bundle and save deal. So that's why you only get 25 PRV instead of 30. So the 15 days, $500 is your first goal. That's Shooting Star. I always, I love to flip parties because it already sets people up to automatically hit that. So that's why that's my favorite way to recruit. But right now with the join special, I mean, the $20 join special, you cannot beat that. So always, that just sets you up for success if you can get the 500 in the first 15 days. But if you did not do that, perfectly okay. Because you have a couple other goals with Scentsy. So if you get your 500 in your first 15 days, then you get to choose either the charm bracelet or the lapel pin. And it automatically goes to the pin, right? Or the bracelet pin. You can go to your account tab next to the little person at the top of workstation and change your preferences.
And what I found out is that if you go to family reunion or if you go to, family reunion, and you go to the awards table, if you don't have those awards where they got messed up or you lost them, they will give them to you then and there. Because there was a girl in front of me at the last family reunion that we had in person where she didn't know and she was getting the pins and she wanted the charms and they gave her the charms because she already had her Pandora bracelet. So she just added them on there.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, they're really good about that kind of stuff. So if you do hit Shooting Star, then you get the bracelet, the award. If you're the person who sponsored the person that hit Shooting Star, you actually get a $25 product credit that shows up under Account Ledger, which Sherry pointed out to me that I need to make sure people know because that's not so easy to see unless you're actually like looking through every tab on Workstation. So if you have, if you earn any types of product credits from Scentsy, it's going to show up under your account ledger under account tab. And that just builds up until you use it. And you use that in the family store. You can use that on actual products like warmers, anything. So that Shooting Star, Sensational Start is your next goal. Well, I guess I should say Certified Consultant is your next goal. So once you get started, you want to get to your first $1,000 in sales as soon as you can because you get a 5% increase. So you start off as an essential consultant making 20% commission. And then as soon as you get your first 1,000, it doesn't matter if it takes you 1 week or 1 year, then you get a 5% raise and that's forever. So once you hit certified, you always make 25% and never goes down below that. You can only go up. I'll go ahead and say that any month you sell over $2,000 or more in that entire month, you get an extra 5% bonus. So then you get 30% commission. That's a $600 paycheck if you haven't sponsored anybody. So that's a good car payment. That's like 2 car payments. So there's that. And then the next goal is Sensational Start. And you have your first 70 days to hit one of 3 goals. So, I didn't mention when you hit Shooting Star, you actually have the option to buy the Shooting Star kit. That's a $200 kit. You don't have to buy it. It's just an extra perk since he gives you an option that you can choose to take if you want it. And it's about $300 to $350 worth of stuff. If you go into Workstation, type in kit, every single kit will come up in the little search bar. It'll show you the host exclusive kit, the $99 kit, and you'll see the Shooting Star kit. That shows you.
Mm-hmm. I have a question.
Okay.
The Sensational Start kit. Is there a time limit on when you can purchase it? Once you make that, that level 1, how long is the Sensational Start kit available before you lose out on it?
It's Shooting Star. So it's after your 15 days. You have, is it 90 days, guys?
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think it's 90. I'll confirm.
Yeah, I think it's 90.
Yeah, I think it's 90 days because I always want to say 70, but it's
I
not.
got my kit for free, so I don't remember. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you got the shooting star, the free one. That's right.
It was when they had that promotion years ago.
Got the
Oh,
same.
wow. I paid the $200 from, but somebody was asking me that today. You know, do they need to buy it right away if they earn it, or can they wait a couple of weeks? How long does it?
Yeah, you can definitely wait a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure it's 90 days, but I will confirm that. And
Okay.
yeah, let you know for sure. And I'll post that under the video too.
Something I do feel like needs to be added though, and I learned this the hard way through another consultant, was they need to do their first things first checklist, because after your 75 days, if you have not done your first things first checklist, you don't get any rewards at all.
Right.
At all. The girl was very upset. And I was like, well, your first things first checklist is right there when you first get to your workstation. So, you know, there you had 75 days to do it. It's no excuse. I mean, yeah, I felt bad for her, but you know, since he's like, that's one of your goals you have to hit. And even the person was like, that's one of the easiest goals. So make sure they do. And you can see if your person has done their first things first checklist by going to your reporting tab and clicking sensational start, and it will say on there first things first checklist complete or uncompleted, and I have a lot of people who haven't completed theirs.
There's something else I learned about that too. I have someone that has gone through hers, but it still shows incomplete. They've updated that to where there's little boxes beside each one of those items on that front page. If they don't actually click that little box and put a check in it, I mean, they might click the link and go do it, but until they check that little box, it shows incomplete too.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, that's a really good thing you brought that up, because that could be something to make sure we know leaders know how to run, you know, check that report and see if they're complete or incomplete as their sponsor, you know, so we can make sure they know that, basically, you know, kind of thing. But yeah. Yeah, that's right. And that was the first time I actually found that out too. We found that out together when you told me that she didn't get her award. We were like, what? And yeah, that was new to me too. That's crazy. I mean, I get it, but it's good to know. So the sensational start goals, you have 70 days to complete one of three. And so level 1 is, of course, 1,500 PRV from the day you start through your 70th day, or 500 PRV plus one active new recruit. So that means you have 500 cumulative PRV yourself, and then you have sponsored someone who has sold at least $200. So that's level 1. And for that, you get $50 in product credit, and it shows up under your ledger, like I was saying. And then you get a pin or a charm and then a certificate. So when you go to use that product credit, it shows up under the payment options, just like a credit card. So if you click the drop-down box, you'll actually see the product credit option. And so level 2 is 3,000 PRV or 1,500 PRV plus one new active recruit. Same thing, and then you get $125 credit. You get pins for level 1 and 2, and you get a certificate and an exclusive warmer that only is made for sensational star earners level 2 and 3. So it can't be bought, kind of thing. Level 3 is 6,000 PRV. Woot woot, Brittany did that. I got to shout her out because that is impressive, man. Or 3,000 PRV plus 2 new active recruits. So they treat you like the cream of the crop when you hit that one, because that is really, really a hard goal. So I don't know what percentage of consultants hit that, but it's not very much. And you get $220, $22 and $25 product credit. You get 1, 2, and 3 pins or charms, and then you get a warmer, a trophy, and the certificate, and then you get to be recognized as SFR, which when it's live, you actually get to walk the stage. It's a little bit of a bummer when you don't get to walk the stage when it's virtual, but they still make a big deal out of it. So your name's gonna be all up in lights and stuff.
I just looked it up. It is 90 days.
90, okay, thank you. So, and for hitting any of those goals, your product credit shows up on your account tab on the following month after your 70 days is over. So say my 70 days ended today, I'm a new consultant, I wouldn't get the product credit until next month, when the commission runs, basically. is when they kind of settle up everything. So that is sort of the short of awards. Does anybody have anything to add to that? And like I said, we get paid the 10th. Well, I didn't say that yet. We get paid the 10th of the month after. So the following month. So this month is May, runs from May 1st through 31st. And then we get paid for May, June 10th. Usually early, but they guarantee it by the 10th. So in order to see your pay info, you just go to reporting, the performance tab, and then go to commission history. That's how we know when we're stalking it on payday, which a lot of times falls on the 9th. We know, and it's not, a lot of times they take it down now. So we're like, oh, we're getting paid. So you go look at that and you can see the actual breakdown. So if you have a team, you can see what you're making on your PRV, on your PWV, which is a personal wholesale volume, which you get an extra percentage of when you have sponsored. We'll get into that too. And then you see the percentages you make off your team, that kind of thing. Everybody here already has your pay card, of course, but Pay Portal is where you set it all up. It's sort of a third-party company that Sensi uses to pay us. You know, you set it up to either go to your bank account or keep it on your Sensi card and use that, or you can transfer it through PayPal or however you want to do it. So you can pretty much keep it on your card, use your card as a debit card, or take the money out of the ATM, use it anywhere you want. Don't use it at the gas pump because they will put like a big hold on your card.
And don't use it to pay a parking meter in a hospital garage either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They do anything?
I used mine at the terminal at Duke, Durham, to get out of the hospital, to go back to get out of the garage. Yeah, it sucked everything off my card. Huh? Oh, no, it let me out because you got to pay in the hospital to get out, right?
Yeah, it has the little
I
arm.
know the
You
next
break
day
through
when
the
I try and use the card, it won't work because it sucked it all out.
People at our hospital break through the gate. They don't pay. It's ridiculous. Yeah. They break through the little arm gate and I'm just like, hey, it's open. Let's go.
That's hilarious. I'm too scared to break any laws like that. Like I'd be like, I'm going to jail.
As a U.S. citizen of the A now, I'm not afraid of that. Not anymore. A couple of months ago, yeah, not now.
Crack me up. Oh, I love the next part where she gave the like paycheck pro tips. This is good to know. This is good stuff to know. Heidi and Orville will always say this: spend your Sensi money on your family, not your family money on Sensi. If there's anybody who has told you that Sensi is for the birds and they lost money doing Sensi, they did not do it right. I promise you that. They did not do it right. And, you know, bless them, like, they probably were excited and bought a bunch of stuff and they just wanted to. Sensi does not want you to spend all your money and buy a bunch of stuff. They discourage bonus buying. They don't want you to have a room full of Sensi. You don't even know what's in there, you know? I do invest 10% of my check back into Sensi now that, you know, after I started making money with Sensi, but, you know, if you're going in the hole doing Sensi, something is definitely wrong. And I say that with love. Like, don't do it. Like, I promise you that this is a debt-free business. You know, they don't want you to not be able to pay your car payment because you bought too much Sensi because you thought you had a good idea because R2D2 you were just gonna become rich on buying 20 warmers or something. It's never a good idea. Like, don't spend more than your budget. I have not stuck to this myself, so shame on me, but having a separate account for all your Sensi stuff is the smartest way to go, because doing taxes, I waited till the very last second to do my taxes, because if you have all your stuff and all your spendings completely separate, it's so much easier to know what you actually spent on Sensi. Chastity even recommended keeping enough money on your Sensi pay card to cover your subscriptions, like your warmer of the month, whatever you spend in Sensi Club, and your website, which is genius. Because that way, you know, a lot of people, you know, get into this business. You might have a husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, family member that doubts direct sales. And if they see you like see all this money coming out of your account, they might even doubt it more because they don't understand like that it's your website and you know, and you're making all this commission. It's just the numbers aren't looking like they're flushing to them. or maybe you don't care what they think. That's fine too. But just for your own sake and your own well-being, I honestly recommend trying to keep it separate in some way. And just, just don't spend money until you're making money. Like, we need all the things, obviously, but do parties, like get your own half offs, get your own freebies, set a budget. Like, if you're spend happy like me, like tell yourself you cannot buy everything in the summer collection. Only like half of them. No. But yeah, and save all your receipts. We don't talk a lot about taxes in our group because I can't make any claims to be a CPA, and I'm not gonna tell you anything wrong, but I can steer you in the right direction. I can tell you to keep all your receipts, keep up with everything you spend, and talk to a good accountant. And yeah, because it's 1099, so we are obligated to pay taxes on our earnings. So it's good to keep up with it from the beginning.
And that tax group on Facebook that's ran by the CPAs is absolutely amazing.
That is really good. What's it called?
Let me look here real fast. Our CPA had a stroke the week before we were to take our stuff to him, and I just about come unhinged. But I went right to that group and was able to read what I needed to and did our own. U.S. tax dollars and cents.
Yes, U.S. tax dollars and cents. That's right. I'm in that. That's a really good group. I would definitely recommend that.
I can't do my own taxes. I'd be like, psych, I made more than this and y'all gonna send me in jail.
You know what? I sat and spent like 8 hours doing ours when I should have been done in 2 because I just kept questioning, did I do it right? Did I do it right? And I just kept checking back, all the stuff that the group said to do, and man, they were spot on. And so then I pulled out last year's when the CPA had done them and the earnings were similar. And man, I was within pennies of what he had. So I'm like, okay, I felt better about it then. So.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I started paying somebody to do mine probably like 4 years ago because I was just like, I just don't want to do this. But once all you guys become SSDs, Chloe gave me the name of her accountant because once we're making like great money, we're gonna really need to make sure we have everything in check. So then the next in the video, Chloe went on to talk about the compensation plan. And like we said, you start off as an essential consultant, making 20% commission. Somebody asked me, and I was like, I don't know who talked to them, but I was like, okay, that was a good consultant trying to recruit. The consultant told them you can get up to a 30% discount on your own purchases. And somebody asked me, was that right? And I was like, that is right, because you can join Scentsy and buy your own stuff if that's all you want to do and be a hobbyist. But you're probably not spending $2,000 a month if you're just a hobbyist. You're probably doing some parties and collecting some orders that way. And that way you're making 30% commission. You can look at that as a 30% discount because you're getting 30% of all the products, all the sales back. So that is a way to look at it. But once you hit certified, you get that 5% raise and you make 25% commission forever. And I've recruited people that have hit certified in their first party, and I've recruited people that have hit certified in 8 months. And I say, you do you. I do encourage trying to hit it as fast as possible because I just feel like hitting those first goals just sort of sets you up for success, depending on what you want out of this business. My cat's hungry.
Poor baby.
He only gets louder when I acknowledge it too.
Walter, do you hear this? This poor cat is starving.
And we talking to each other. I know, I'm so here starving my cats.
Is that Maui?
Yeah.
Oh, he probably shaking.
Oh.
Yeah. He's ravenous. He's never full. But all you guys did the homework, so you guys all know how to promote to the next level of your business. So say you're a lead consultant. Say you just hit lead consultant. So you're making your percentage of your, that never changes. You're always going to make your percentage of your PRV, either 25 or 30%. Lead consultant, I wish I had the compensation plan in front of me. I know you get a 2% bonus on your Frontline's TWV. So that means That's team wholesale volume. Team wholesale volume is 75% of retail volume, which is 75% of PRV. The reason they do it like that is it's the PRV minus the 25% commission they pay us. So say Brittany just promoted to lead, I'll use you for an example. She recruited Michael-Lynn, and Michael-Lynn just recruited someone. So Michael-Lynn and her new girl are a team. They're all in your team, but you're getting paid on her actual team. So you're going to get 2% of the wholesale volume between Michael-Lynn and, gosh, I can't think of her name right now. And then you're going to get an extra 2% bonus on your own sales. And that's every month you hit paid at title. So you see me like shout out everybody, shout out any of my frontline to get paid at title. That means that you've hit all the requirements to get paid at your rank. So Brittany's paid at title at lead right now. She's going to get her 25 to 30%. She's going to get that extra 2% on her wholesale volume. So the 75% of her PRV. Then she's going to get that 2% bonus on her teams, her frontline's teams wholesale volume. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
So it breaks it down really nicely when you look at your commission history. So like when you get paid your next commission, it's going to break it down really nice and separated for you. So, and it just goes up from there. Like when you promote to star, it goes up to 4%, and it just kind of goes up like through director, and it sort of branches out a lot more there. We can definitely do a more thorough training on like the compensation plan with you guys, anybody who's interested. That's just sort of a basic starter guide on how we get paid. Does anybody have any questions about that part? And you guys, if you think of anything later, you can always ask. But the last leg of the training, Katie was talking about the chain of command, which is a really, really good thing to start looking at, even if you haven't sponsored anyone yet, because it is, and I think a lot of us could tell you, it's super important to have business hours. I don't say I always go by them, but it is nice, you know, once you grow your team bigger and bigger, like I'm always excited, like, especially if I just recruited somebody, I'm probably going to be helping them in it, you know, anytime, because they're like working on their launch party, that kind of stuff. But there's no sense of emergencies. I've heard that a bunch of times, and that's so true. So don't let yourself get burned out on, I need to answer somebody at 10 o'clock at night because, you know, you and your husband are trying to watch a movie or something. And, oh, I need to do this because this is really important. It can wait until the next day. Like, it's going to be okay. I've learned that, you know. It's when you're on fire for Scentsy, it's hard to stop, because I'm on fire for Scentsy a lot of the time. Like, it's hard to just like put it down and like, but you know, you're doing this for your family. You're doing this to enjoy your life. So don't ever let it become a thing where it feels like a job, you know? So having business hours is a really good thing, especially to go ahead and establish early on. It's really also good to even start a team page early on, even with one recruit, or even just like a group chat or something. Just already create
with it. I have to add that, because if you're not consistent with it, people will fall out.
Yes,
They'll
absolutely.
see you're not consistent, that you're not taken serious. So I always tell people I'm all there for you. If you want to start your team page, I will cheer you on. I'll be there to help you out. But if you're not going to take it seriously, then don't, because people would be like, all right, she's not consistent, and they just won't respond to you later.
That's very true. That is very, very true. They're going to play off of you. Like if they don't think you take your business seriously, maybe they don't take you seriously. You know what I mean? And I've been guilty of it before, and it's hard to get back. It's hard. It's kind of like when you lose customers, and when you kind of like stop working your business, it's hard to get customers back. It's hard to get your team back engaged. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, and I'm like, oh man, like you have to work 3 times harder to get back on track. And we all make mistakes and have to sort of learn as we go. And it's going to be okay. As long as you never quit, you're not doing it wrong. I always say that. Everybody goes through, you know, nobody expects you not to be human. And so I hope not anyway, because I'm very human. we all make mistakes. We all, you know, I think it is better to be totally genuine and authentic and really open and honest and not pretend like everything's always okay. But like Judith said, just be consistent. Like if they see you drop off for like 2 weeks or something, they're probably gonna be paying more attention to like the Starry Nights page kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just because, and the Starry Nights has been crickets in the past. I'm not saying that it's anything. Like people would pay attention more to my uplines page in the past. So I've seen it all, I think. I'm sure there's more to come, but I've seen a lot. And I can definitely tell you a lot of things of what not to do. But yeah, consistency in every aspect of your business is probably the most important thing. But yeah, as far as chain of command, you want to go, like your first resource is always going to be your own workstation, because almost anything you need is going to be right in there. You can message support. I love that they have a chat because I hate talking on the phone. Everybody everybody talks so much junk to me because I never answer the phone. But you can chat. You don't even have to call. You can ask them anything. And like Jude said, the first things first training is so important. You're gonna learn pretty much the whole navigation system of Workstation by doing that. And then we have our team page. And our team page, like we said, you can basically search for anything. And there are a lot of bullet points, like Judith said, and almost everything is on there. And if it's not, it's totally fine to ask. The only times, like we do have admins on our page, the only times that anybody might not approve a request for a question is if you ask how much the cent of the month is, because we'll tell you where to get it though, tell you where to find it. But if you ask something that is, you know, totally a good question that many people I'm sure are thinking, no problem. Like there's no stupid questions. And nobody's gonna make you feel stupid for asking something, especially if you just started. We're gonna help you find the resource. And so after the team page, you have consultant support. Then you have your sponsor, of course. Your sponsor is going to help you, guide you through the first, forever, but it's going to guide you, like get you jump started for your first 70 days and, you know, have you becoming a business owner ASAP. And, you know, then it goes up to your upline director, your star director, superstar director. I don't think anybody's going to, you know, message Chloe and ask her something simple. I would hope not, because she probably won't answer. In that case, she'll be like, workstation. But yeah, like if something escalated that high, obviously, you know, you have a support system for sure. But that is basically the chain of command. I think that's pretty simple. Does anybody have anything to add to that? Maybe Walter.
He's sucking it up while he can.
He's just loving all over you. I love it.
Yeah, he's closed in here with just me and him, so he's sucking it up while he can.
Yeah, he's in heaven. Are you wearing your bracelet?
Yes, I love it.
I got one of each scent, and I can't decide if I want to keep them or gift them.
So they're not real super strong. Okay. You can't smell it unless you're like right up against it. And I have one of each scent, and Josie has the other one, and she says she can't smell it unless she's right up against it.
Okay. That's cool though. They're pretty. I like that they're adjustable.
Mm-hmm.
So that is most of week 1. Did we skip anything?
I don't think so.
That's it's really the basics of getting started. But if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to ask any of us. There really are no questions, I promise.
So something I did take away from it this time that I didn't the last time I watched it was, and I don't know how I missed it. Maybe I was just tuned out, and today I was just really paying attention and taking notes, is putting that consultant support number in your contacts in your phone. I just always take for granted that the website's going to be up or I'm going to be where I can get it. Dude, seriously.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's not.
Yeah, that's a good one, because, you know, the chat's not always up. The website's, you know, not
right.
So sometimes we do need to get through. So that's a good point. Yes. that's it. If nobody has any questions. Oh yeah, I saw Sherry's message. She had spotty Wi-Fi. She had to get off.
Well, I ended up taking a picture of my notes and sharing it on our team, well, my team page.
Oh, good.
That way people can actually see it, and hopefully it'll be more than just me and Shannon on there. But you know, I always say those who show up go up. So
Yeah, very true. Very, very true.
I mean, you know, we've only been at it for what now? 5 years?
Yeah, we don't know what we're talking about.
Right? We're just guessing.
Yeah, there's a reason like Shannon and Brittany are, have just gotten started in the last, couple months.
Which, by the way, I ended up doing a challenge on the team page just to shout out Shannon, and she kicked it out of the ballpark. Yeah, and oh my God, I knew I had forgotten something, and I just remembered what it was. I just remembered what it was. I was at the post office like, what did I forget? And like right now that I said her name, it just like popped up in my head, and I was like, oh, yeah, I know that was random. Oh my God.